Okay, everyone, let's get started. We're gonna sit in a comfortable seat. I'm gonna find my bolster, and there's no props like required for tonight's practice, but just having anything on hand that makes you feel more comfortable. I like to have a couple of blocks and something to sit on, usually a bolster or a blanket. And settling into our seat, if it's comfortable, closing the eyes. The hands can rest on the legs or in the lap. Just let yourself find somewhere where you can put in the least amount of effort possible to hold yourself upright. And closing the eyes and just beginning to tune into the breath and the body. Listen to the inhale as it comes in, filling the belly, filling the chest, and listen as it goes out. Inhaling and exhaling. Noticing where the mind is. Are there any thoughts, like things that are getting recycled in your mind, turning over and over? And our mind just runs in these patterns. We're always running in cycles. So it's not really about, oh, I need to stop thinking. It's about noticing the cycles and therefore the cycles becoming just a little bit less of snares on our awareness. We can observe the cycle without getting caught up within it. And this week we're starting the Rāmāyana Book Club, and I'm starting rereading the Rāmāyana. So I'm thinking a lot about how do we choose where to begin? How do we decide how to begin? What are the first moves in any new venture? So at the beginning of the Rāmāyana, the sage Vālmīki, who's the composer of the work, is actually the subject. He's like narrating, and he's saying, "Okay, how do I begin to tell this story of this valiant prince whose journey to his kingship has really defined my entire world that I live in? Where do I begin?" And he's so overwhelmed with that, he's like, "Okay, I don't know where to begin. I'm just going to go down to the river where I do my daily prayers, and I'm just going to do my daily prayers." So he just starts kind of like where he already is. And I think that that's a really great metaphor for how, or something, not a metaphor, it's not the right word, but it's a good parallel to how we begin our yoga practice, our yoga asana practice. We can't start anywhere other than where we are. We don't know how to. So we just start with the breath coming in and going out, and we feel the mind settle, and we feel the body settle, and we feel ourselves come very much into this present moment. The face softens, the forehead smooths, the jaw is loosened. And the expressions of the day, the mask that we wear, just fall off. So we return to this original state. Let your next inhale last for the count of 4, 3, 2, 1. And exhale for 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale, 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale, 4, 3, 2, 1. Keep the breath flowing on even inhale, even exhale. That's the very beginnings of starting to shape our experience, to walk this path of the practice. Keeping the eyes closed, the next time you come to your inhale, let the arms lift, circling up towards the sky. And as you exhale, the palms turn towards the ground and you just press them through the air all the way back down. Inhale, the arms lift. You feel the energy through the fingertips, lifting the arms up. Exhale, feeling the energy of the palms pressing down towards the earth. Last time, inhaling, coming up. Exhale, the palms come down. Inhale, lift your arms up overhead and pause. As you exhale, feel the shoulders plug down into their sockets. Inhale, feel the spine lengthen. Exhale, the hips settle. Inhale, lengthening. And on your exhale, turn to your right. So your right hand comes behind you. The left hand comes over towards the left. It doesn't have to come anywhere in particular. Just let the breath determine your range of motion, and you'll find your own natural edge. Keep the eyes closed still. And just feeling the breath moving through the body. We're just beginning so simply where we're at, focusing on moving the breath through the body and tapping into this natural rhythm. So the sage Vālmīki, as he's down at the river doing his normal prayers, asking his questions, where do I begin? How do I begin? On your next inhale, lift the arms up through center. And exhale, twist to the opposite side. And suddenly Vālmīki hears the cry of a bird. And he opens his eyes from his meditation and he looks down in the water. There's a bird that has been shot by a hunter, and it's part of a pair of birds. And the grief that overwhelms Vālmīki at seeing this wrongfully killed animal and its grieving partner inspire him spit forth just like a line condemning the hunter for his misdeed. But that also becomes the beginning of the Rāmāyana. That instance sets the tempo and the rhythm, the meter for the rest of the poem. Inhale, let the arms come up through center. Exhale, let the hands press through the air all the way back down to the ground. Let your hands rest on your knees. Let the chin drop down towards the chest. On your inhale, lift the nose up. The eyes are still closed, extending the front of the neck. Opening that space, feeling the length, and then on your exhale, turning the chin back down, curling it in towards the chest. And just moving like that with the breath, inhaling to lift. And lengthen and exhaling, bringing it back down. We're making space in our throats so that the body is open for when the time calls, when the words come, we can say what needs to be said without hesitation. We can begin. Last time, bringing the head up and letting the chin come down. Inhale, roll your right ear towards the right shoulder. Exhale, let the chin roll back down through center. Inhale, left ear to left shoulder. Exhale through center. And keep it flowing side to side. Breathing. And the bottom of the body is heavy. We're not moving recklessly like that hunter. We're moving with intention, acting with intention, speaking with intention, thinking with intention, breathing with intention. And you can keep going from side to side, or you can start to take full circles, just gently lifting the nose up and around. Taking a few cycles in this direction. And let an inhale turn the direction in the opposite way, on the opposite path. Notice how you transition from side to side. Seeing if throughout the practice we can just use these simple movements and switches in movement to smooth out our transitions, to move more naturally without hesitation. Let the chin come down to the chest. And pause there, feel the breath come in and go out. And then inhale, lift the head up. Blink the eyes open, let the gaze stay soft and steady. It's quite a big transition to go from eyes closed to eyes open, so just letting it settle, taking the time, being present. Let's mobilize the spine. Inhale, arch the spine, bring the chest forward for a cow. And then exhale, rounding back, turning it in. Lean back, feel the spread across the upper back. Inhale, coming forward. Exhale, rounding back and just flowing again with the breath. Noticing the tilt of the pelvis. Noticing the play of the shoulders as they open and close. Exhale, round back. Inhale, take the chest to the right and forward. And then to the left as you exhale, coming back, rounding the spine. We're adding a three-dimensional, we're creating a circular movement. All of our movements are in more than 3 dimensions. But we're inscribing this sphere now, taking the spine in all of the directions that it can move, front to back, side to side. And the base of the legs and hips remain steady. Take one more breath here, inhaling to come forward. Exhaling, rounding back. And when you get to your next inhale, just switch directions. We're coming to the left and forward, and then to the right and back. Smooth transition. Learning not to doubt ourselves. We're just going with the flow. Creating stability through our presence. Last time around. And when you find the inhale at the spine, get tall. Exhale. Let your legs come out into a V. They don't have to be super wide at all. And the hands can come like behind the hips. I find that's nice to just plug the palms down. I'm pressing down into my support and lifting the chest up. The knees can be bent as needed. Just feeling the spaciousness through the spine, lifting tall. And then on your inhale, you're going to point your toes. And exhale, flex the toes back. Inhale, point. Exhale, flex. A few more rounds. Spending a little time getting into these joints we don't like pay a ton of attention to throughout the day, but that really do a lot of work. The ankles keep us balanced and steady. Once more, inhaling, flexing. Exhale, pointing or whatever we're pointing and flexing. And then you're going to start to roll the ankles around in circles. Sensing a theme. And then just like before, when the breath turns, let the circles turn in the opposite direction. Holding the spine nice and tall. Feeling the engagement lightly through the core. Inhale, come through center, find stillness. Exhale. Inhale, lift the arms up overhead. And exhale, just reach forward, finding a gentle fold. Doesn't have to be much. Keeping the spine long, leaving room for the breath. Travel up and down. And our yoga practice will make us more strong and more flexible and give us tools to mitigate stress and be more present. But it's really just all about being that idea of being present in the moment. So it doesn't matter how flexible we get or how strong we are in our bodies. But really just cultivating the steadiness and attentiveness and readiness in our minds, and openness and ability to go with the flow, to listen, to express what needs to be expressed. A couple more breaths here. Let the back of the neck be long, the gaze softly down towards the earth. Walking the hands in towards you. Cross the ankles and just let yourself shift off your props. We're going to come into a downward facing dog immediately. So tuck the toes and lift the hips, sending the hips up and back, pressing down into the hands. Let the head drop heavy. The knees can be nice and bent. In fact, let's all bend our knees really deeply. And just really make space for the sides of the waist to stretch. I'm kind of shifting from side to side. Just really kind of pulling a little bit more space through the sides of the waist, through the armpits. And then if it feels right for you, you can start to extend the heels down towards the earth. And just feel even more length coming into the body. Moving the breath, full, smooth, unhurried. Everything comes in its time. Walk your feet in about a footprint or so. You should be able to more or less get your heels down on the ground, but you still have that feeling of pushing the hands into the earth to send the hips back, and the knees can stay bent. Take your right hand and bring it to the outside of your left calf underneath you, calf, ankle to heel. You're just using your hand on the leg as like a point of leverage to pull your chest over towards the left, turning the gaze up softly under the right or under the left armpit. Feel the activity of the hand pressing down into the earth, the heels dropping down towards the earth. The shoulders move away from the ears. Release the right hand back down to the ground. Take a breath in the center. And let's take it over to the opposite side. So reach for the right calf with the left hand. Start to pull yourself into that twist. Keep the breath flowing. This is not like an easy breezy, no problem twist. It involves balance. There's a lot of, managing the weight in the shape. Release when you're ready, inhale. And then you're just going to walk the hands and the feet to meet in the center. Bend your knees, let yourself spill forward into a forward fold. The head is heavy. You can grab onto opposite elbows and just let the arms get heavy. Feel the spine moving down towards the ground through gravity. letting yourself sort of almost fall headlong, spilling forth. And find a block and just place it um, underneath, like between your feet, and just a little bit in front of you. We're going to take the left hand and plant it down, and you'll find the alignment of the kind of half lift with the shoulder being right underneath your wrist. And then you'll inhale and you'll open the right arm up to the sky, bending into the left knee. And just pausing here, feeling the spread across the chest. Maybe the gaze lifts up. You can roll out the top wrist, just moving it in nice circles. And then switching those direction of the circle just to get it moving. Take another inhale. And then exhale. The right hand comes down. It takes the place of the left hand. And on your inhale, you're opening into the twist on the second side. Left arm lifts, right knee bends. Find the spaciousness across the chest. Feel the shoulder blades coming together, closer together on the back. And then you can roll the wrist out. And then turn it in the opposite direction. Inhale. And exhale, come back down through center. On your next inhale, roll up, stand really softly. The knees are soft. The spine just stacks itself up. When we take our time, we can find this nice natural alignment. The head is the last thing to lift. Roll the shoulders up towards your ears, down the back. Inhale, lifting the shoulders up. Exhale, rolling them back. Inhale, one more time around. And then let the hands fall, the palms turn open. Close your eyes for a moment and sense the connection to the earth here, not only through your feet, which are active and pressing down into the earth. The legs are, the knees aren't locked out, so you have a little bit of activity in the legs. You feel like you could act at any moment. So not only through your feet, but you also feel a connection, a tether reaching down through the fingertips. So the fingertips have energy in them. And that energy is shooting down roots into the earth. Inhale, feel the heart lift. Exhale. Inhale, lift the breath up the back of the body, heels, the crown, and exhale. Send it back down. Inhale, sweep the arms up, making a circle. Exhale, palms press down towards the earth, coming alongside the hips. Inhale, sweeping the arms up. Exhale, pressing them down. Last time, just like that. Inhale, lifting the arms. Exhale, pressing through the air. Let's take it into a half salute now. Inhale, the arms lift. Exhale, bend the knees, fold at the hips, coming down to the fold. Inhale, hands to shins as the spine extends forward, crown of the head, long out in front of you. Exhale, folding back in. And then inhale, rolling up slowly. Let the arms lift too. The breath finishes with the fingertips overhead. Exhale, all the way back down into the fold. Riding the breath. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, fold in. Inhale, roll it up. Lifting the fingertips. Exhale, folding all the way back down. Let the movement be soft. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, fold it in. Inhale, rolling up, reaching up. Exhale, bring your hands down together at heart center. Pause and feel the steadiness in the body. Feel the space that the breath flows through. And then from the top of your mat, just take a little walk up there. Take the right foot back and keep it so the sole of the foot can plant down on the ground. Your feet are on train tracks, so there's a little bit of space between them. They're at least hip width distance. And the hips are squaring towards the front of the room. And just bend into both knees for a minute and like feel that you're not locking out your knees. It's really easy for some of us, myself included, to hyperextend, and you kind of lose a lot of, you lose communication for the breath to travel through the whole body if you don't maintain like supported, structured space in your joints. So just make sure that you're not over extending yourself. Take your hands to your hips, inhale, lift the heart up. And then exhale, we're hinging at the hips. The hands can come down to blocks on either side of that front foot, that left foot that's in front. And the blocks can be on any level. Just make it comfortable for yourself, and the spine should stay pretty long. Feeling the activity of the legs is still, they're turned on, they're engaged. Specifically turning our awareness into those inner thighs. So the inner thighs, imagine that they could come together like you were standing with your feet together at the top of the mat, except your feet are glued down in this position, pyramid pose. So the hips stay square. And that front leg especially is getting a nice stretch through the back of the hamstring. Let your head go heavy. Bring your left hand to your left hip crease and just use that to sort of peel the left hip back, and automatically your chest starts to turn open towards the left. And just let yourself follow that line. Maybe the left fingers lift up towards the sky. Maybe the gaze follows the fingertips. The feet still active against the earth in our twisted triangle. Breathe into the lower back, feel the skin spread. Breathe into the upper back, feel the heart open. One more inhale. Exhale, release your hand down. Let your hands come down to the earth. Step back to your downward facing dog. Just taking a few breaths here. Walk the feet in again, that footprint distance. We're going to take the same twist that we did a little bit earlier. Take your right hand to the outside of the left calf or ankle and just start to twist yourself underneath your left armpit. Notice if it's easier And then release, switch sides, left hand to right shin. Lots of twists. Release. Lock the hands to meet the feet. Inhale, roll it up slowly. Let the arms lift. Exhale, cactus the arms, bringing the elbows down to open the heart up towards the sky. Should feel really nice. Inhale, the arms lift. Exhale, hands float down alongside the body. Okay, we're going to take that pyramid on the second side. So this time our left foot steps back. And you just find the feet first. Find the legs, bend the knees a little bit, and then straighten them, maintaining that engagement. The channel of breath goes all the way from the heels up to the crown, and it can go all the way back down without getting stopped. Hands to the hips, inhale, lifting the heart. Exhale, extend out long as you hinge from the hips. Then the hands come down and find your blocks, supporting you in the pyramid pose. And let's work from the ground up. So feeling the engagement of the legs, the inner thighs, hugging towards each other, squaring off the hips. The spine spills down, the shoulders roll out of the ears, the head gets heavy. Lots of space inside of the waist. Let's take that transition to the revolve triangle with care, bringing the right hand to the right hip. Just using the hand to push the hip back. Noticing how that automatically starts to open the chest up, and just following the line of the breath, inhaling, extending the right arm towards the sky. And again, working from the ground up. Feel the feet engage with the earth. The feet and legs are the same as they have been. Inhale, feel the heart open. The shoulder blades come towards each other on the back. They drop out of the ears. Again, a pretty intense posture. No joke, so just trying to be here and present. And breathing into it. Ready for the transition. Exhale, let the hands come down. Pressing them into the earth, step back to your downward facing dog. Shift forward to your plank. Your knees can always come down to a blanket or the ground. And then exhale, we're lowering slowly. Use the whole breath. Come down to your belly. And when you get down to the belly, walk your fingertips forward. Just, you can lift your head and look. And you're kind of trying to find the top of your head and line your fingertips up with your head if you have your head down on the ground. So I like to put my forehead down, touch my head, and then kind of draw the line out from there. And then I lift my head and I look and I say, okay, that looks pretty good. And then you're going to tuck your shoulders, or your elbows rather, in towards the body. And the shoulders roll down. On an inhale, press the forearms down and just lift the belly up from the ground, hugging the navel towards the spine in Sphinx pose. Back of the neck stays long. Your gaze is softly forward, a little bit down towards the earth. Press down through the tops of your feet. Press down actively through your pelvis. Your elbows are energetically dragging towards you to lengthen the front of your body. And your back is relax. We have a tendency sometimes here to really tense up. See if you can breathe into the back, keeping the strength through the front of the body and in the arms, these points of contact. Just let the breath flow here. If you want to go a little deeper, you can press into the hands to lift the elbows up, turning this into a seal pose. So it's just as lifting the arms up, deepening the back bend. And if you come up there and you're like, I can't breathe, come back down. Staying present with the breath always as the top priority. Couple more breaths here. And on an exhale, releasing the head down towards the earth. And pressing back to a child's pose. And if child's pose is like hard on your knees and just like not working out, you can come to a seated position or stay lying down on your belly. We're just coming here as a point of interiority, of returning or inner vision, returning to our natural rhythm. And if you are in the child's pose, feeling the spaciousness in the armpits, the spaciousness through the sides of the waist, so really long. With an open mouth exhale feels like what you need, you should take it, let it fly. It's the right thing to say at the right moment. And every breath is an opportunity to begin. Every breath is a beginning in and of itself. And then slowly roll yourself up to a seated position. You can sit on your knees in Virasana. If that's not the thing for you, you should sit in any other position that's comfortable to sit in. I'm going to take a block and put it between my ankles for my Virasana. We're just going to do a little breath work before we relax completely. So we're going to do the classic Nadi Shodhana. I like the alternate nostril breathing because it's just enough to keep your mind engaged and present without being super complicated and involving a lot of counting or fancy breath work. So bring your right thumb to your right nostril and your right ring finger to your left nostril. I like my middle two fingers pointing up to my third eye. You can tuck them in, just whatever feels better for you. And you'll take an inhale through both nostrils. And exhale, feel the shoulders settle, the hips settle. Close your right nostril and breathe in through the left. Reaching the top of the breath, close both nostrils and pause just for a moment. And then exhale, open the right nostril, let the breath go through there. Inhale right. Pause at the top, both nostrils closed. And then exhale left. That's it, inhale left. Pause. And exhale right. Keep it moving from side to side. Eyes can be closed, your gaze can be soft. Let your chin just be slightly tucked so you can relax the shoulders a little more. As you keep the breath moving, see if you can just keep relaxing more and more. Physical effort here is so minimal. We're going to do another 10 breaths or so here, so just settle in. Observe where the mind goes. Last couple breaths. Next time the breath empties, you can let the hand come down to the lap. And for the next couple of breaths, to see if you can imagine that you're still doing that. So you'll inhale through one nostril, exhale through the other. But without the hand there, can you still sense, can you still shape the breath? Just entertain that possibility for a couple more breaths. Might be surprised. Let your next inhale be definitely through both nostrils with all attention. Inhaling. Exhale, sigh it out the mouth. Blink your eyes open and let's just come onto our backs. Um, Rolling down, keeping the knees bent for the moment. Let your arms come out to a T. Inhale here. Exhale, let your knees fall to one side. It doesn't matter which. We're going to flow with the breath. Inhale, bringing the knees up through center, keeping the feet on the ground. Exhale, the knees fall. Inhale, up. Exhale, side. Flow with your breath. It's kind of rocking through the hips, smoothing out the space of the lower back. Complete one more round, so make sure you're even on both sides. And then the knees come up through center. You can hug them into the chest. You could take a happy baby if that feels good. I kind of like just rolling into a little ball with my arms around my knees and rocking from side to side. Maybe making some small circles with the knees to really massage out the lower back. And as always, if you are making circles, make sure you go in both directions. And then really simply just extending the legs out long, coming to your final resting posture. I'm instructing the traditional Shavasana with the legs spread long and the arms alongside the body. But if you prefer a seated meditation or any other posture, legs up the wall, maybe, you can feel free to take the next couple of minutes and rest wherever you'll find the most ease. The thing about that story from the Rāmāyana, Vālmīki getting his form for the whole poem from that one exclamation at that ill-intentioned hunter is that it's not very clear. I mean, it's a sad, emotional moment. But how does it connect to the greater story that Vālmīki is going to tell? Isn't the most direct connection. It just is that the way that those words spilled out of his mouth sounded right. There was something powerful, something present, something unmasked, something original. And we all worry so much about getting the timing right. And in the worry of it all, we miss the timing. We hesitate and we don't just go with what sounds right. We're afraid to say what sounds right. We're afraid to believe ourselves, our inner truth. So we're beginning this new year, and I thought that some consideration of beginnings was appropriate. Can we begin trusting ourselves? What sounds right? Moving from intuition with intention. what you need is more rest, please take more rest. If you'd like to close the practice with me, begin by bringing a deep breath into the body, intentionally filling the body from head to toe. And exhale out the mouth to let it go. Slowly and gently bending the knees, planting the soles of the feet on the earth. Letting your right arm come up overhead and rolling onto the right side of the body. Let yourself rest here. Feel the weight melting down into the earth, supported by the earth. And then push yourself gently up to a seat. Let your head stay heavy and be the last thing to come into place as you find your closing asana seat. Hands come together at heart center. Taking just a couple moments of silence to honor the practice. Let's close with one Om, because when in doubt what to say, Om is always there for us, encompassing everything in the universe. Inhale and exhale fully. Inhaling for Om. Thumbs come to the third eye, bowing forward in the resonance of practice, of community, of Om. Namaste. A new beginning. Thank you so much for joining me.
Thank you so much. This was